Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Happy Sabbath. Thank y'all for being patient, man. A lot of things going on. All right. Once again, happy Sabbath.
Most High Christ bless you.
All right. All praises to the Most High for the Sabbath.
I know that's right.
Today's topic: understanding Arsareth.
Okay.
Understanding Arsareth. Boy, you got to realize something within this nation of people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, of Negroid and Indian descent. Load that down, Bethel. I know. Look, you can load that one down too. In this nation, you have people who are just completely 100% out of order, and they bring that mentality to the truth. You have people who are not studious. They bring that mentality to the truth. You got to realize that. People are bringing their mentality, their ideologies, their particular understandings. They're bringing that to the truth. So when someone new comes in, you start to, seek, and you're running into a bunch of people spewing out their own rhetoric. All right. So the goal for anybody new is to learn the scriptures, take your time. And why I'd say anyone new is because you're the ones falling into or most susceptible to a false doctrine. All right. Well, on our end, what we have vowed to do, in a sense, is to make sure that we're vetting everything that we put out. We make sure that it's solid via history, media reference, the Bible, chiefly above all. All right. To push the knowledge. All right. So, we would ask a couple people, man, we'll say, what's Arsareth? And a bunch of you Israelites out there is going to say America.
Yep.
You're going to say America. Well, you're going to find out today. You're going to find out today. Scholarship. Somebody may need to feed their dog or mute their mics. All right. Now, let's open up. It's not going to be a long topic. Let's open up with Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39.
All right.
And verse 1. Let's get some understanding there first.
Okay. All right. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High.
So a person that give his mind to the laws of God. Our people know, you got to look around you. Even before we came into the truth, were we giving our minds to the law of the Most High? Was that possible? No. Nobody was giving their minds to the laws of God. You're giving your mind to Esau. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. You're knocking on strangers' doors for candy. Total strangers. And Most High was judging. Christmas tree burned down. Somebody eat Thanksgiving salmonella poisoning. Go to Halloween, razor blades and Snickers, anthrax, all kind of stuff. And people was like, oh God, that's just because it's evil people. No, the Most High is putting on these folks' spirit to go, you know what? The next person that come knock on my door for candy, I'm going to make sure his whole gums bleed. Mm-hmm. And that's what's been happening. But they're not giving their minds to the law of God. If you was, you wouldn't be doing that. You'd be completely safe and sound because you ain't going door to door begging for candy and doing all these other things. All right. If you look at it spiritually, even like a holiday like Christmas causes a lot of people to die because of thievery, because people stealing, a lot of things going on. But I mean, some people don't believe anything. Well, you just don't believe anything. You continue to live like a savage. And the Most High will continually to comp you on the head. Believe that. All right. Read on.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof,
come on,
will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. Because when you look at the ancient, when you look back into history, when you look at their wisdom, the Bible, now things can open up to you. Come on.
And be occupied in prophecies.
And will be occupied in prophecy. You know, it's funny. Anybody who has reservations about what they call the chart, you brothers know, you hit them with, no, it's really an ensign according to the Bible. They lost now. Notice how lost they get. Because they're regurgitating what they call One West doctrine. They're regurgitating things themselves. You're a regurgitator. But when you start hitting them with the understanding directly from the scriptures, they're lost because they're not conversing in the law. You look at these people, right? That anybody who's lacking on prophecies and don't see certain things, it doesn't mean that you just evil, but it does mean that the Most High has not opened you up to particular wisdom. Mm-hmm. And you got to ask yourself a question. Why? Why hasn't he? Read on.
Verse 2. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men.
Which is in this Bible. Come on.
And where subtle parables are.
And where very minute, it's so hard to find it. Where they're at, read.
He will be there also.
He'll be right there in those little nuances. Just like when me and Nathaniel was talking. And he was like, man, you look at baptism, the priest you look at the law, the priests had to wash themselves. Little small things you're looking at going, oh, okay, yeah, I see it. They're not. They're lost. Read on.
Verse 3. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences.
So the Bible has deep sentences. Things that when you look at it, you go like, this is more than meets the eye. To the crony, he thinking it's this straight square surface. Read on.
And be conversant in dark parables.
And will be conversant in dark parables. A dark parable, when you look at it, is really like something that's sad, but very hard to see unless the Most High opens your mind up to his laws and the precepts of the Bible. Like 2nd Ezra 13. We're going to bring it out. Mm-hmm. But the reason why we're even doing the topic, y'all, is because you have a lot of people inboxing us. I mean, I just stopped answering it at this point because my first goal is to say, well, how long have you been studying in Israel? 2 years. So you're now been studying 2 years, and somehow magically you got the understanding of brothers who've been in the truth 30 years. Somehow you got that understanding. God's dealing directly with you, buddy. Oh, you better believe it. You'll see next year his whole candlestick will be out. That's how he's dealing with you. Because you don't realize there's the Most High bring you through things so that you can learn in the truth. You're just not going to be filled with knowledge. You have to go through things to understand what the truth is about. You have to. You have to see certain things and elements within the scriptures, within life. In order, this is not a book where you detach from. You're in it, you're living it. Most High start fulfilling things to you, okay? It does not mean that somebody can be in the 30 years in the truth and be just 100% correct. Because who has 100% of the knowledge? Nobody. But it does mean that those folks who've been that way have been in this book. And certain things that they're showing you is because certain nuances was revealed in the book. I gotta do it tomorrow. I gotta do it one time. I just gotta do it one time. I just gotta do one thing.
Yeah, one time, yo.
I gotta do it for the Google scholars.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it to them.
All right, well. All right, everybody, all the Google scholars, y'all got phones and all kind of stuff, right? You brothers and sisters out there listening, you brothers and sisters looking at us via our website and everything else. You Google beast. You're the beast of Google. Okay. Brothers always hitting us and everything else. You guys on the Chell tribe chart. All the Israelites are Negroes. We're going, okay. Okay. What's your point? They all Negroes. Okay, what's your point? See, that's how you know the chart is off. So you Google scholars, I want y'all to type in 1682 Virginia Act. Everybody type it up. 1682 Virginia Act.
Man, these are Google super friends here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Virginia
what? Virginia 1682 Virginia Act. 2 acts passed in November. I'm gonna read it for you. 2 acts passed in November of 1682 joined Native Americans and Africans into one racial category: Negroes.
16. And let me ask you a question.
So they are Negroes. You so-called blacks and Hispanics whose fathers of Negroid and Indian descent, you are the biblical Israelites. Everybody else knows it but the ignorance. This man even knew it. These people are the same. Put them in one group. I'm going to read it again.
1682, brother.
1682. Sir, is that before the One West Doctrine?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
2 acts passed in November 1682, joined Native Americans and Africans into one racial category: Negroes.
Now, hold up, though. You said Africans and Negroes, right? Who has a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary?
Sure.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, let me. Because they use the term Negro, right? And brother's been saying Negroes, right?
I mean, how you gonna really?
I got it right.
How would you really fight if you're a Google scholarship in your own Google tool crushes you?
Now, another Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, ham, right? Because that's another little thing they say. Ham, perhaps hot. Okay. The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood. And one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negro. So they understood this too. And just pull two sources. So you're saying Negroes, that's a byword.
Straight up.
Who's always known as the Negroes? Us. The Africans they were never known as Negroes, because if you just keep reading, it tells you.
So in this man's own system, he said that the Indians was Negroes. You just have a serious problem right now. You got a problem. The Israelites, we're believing the Bible. We can find, we knew that with just the scriptures. But for those who are weak in spirit and need different things, we come out with scholarship. We still gonna conk you on your head. We got more things. All right, we got more scholarship. How you gonna fight that? Let's go back to Ecclesiastes 39.
You want verse 4 now?
Yep.
Okay. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39 and verse 4. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he have tried the good and the evil among men.
So when you understand trying the good and the evil, you understand what happened in history. You understand that. Okay, not just bypassing it. So let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40. Uh-oh. 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40.
2nd Esdras. All right.
Taking our time. Come on.
2nd Esdras chapter 13 and verse 40. These are the 10 tribes.
These are who?
These are the 10 tribes.
Write that down. 10 tribes. 10 tribes. Read on.
Which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osee the king.
In the time of who?
Osee the king.
Come on.
Whom Salmanasar.
Whom who?
Salmanasar.
Come on.
The king of Assyria.
So Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, was in what time frame? 722 BC. We're going to make sure that you get, Jake's supposed to be dropping some images in there so y'all can check it out. All right. But 722 BC. Salmanasar. Matter of fact, Jake is going to drop some links, some actual images in there so y'all can see it. All right. But keep that in mind. That's 722. Salmanasar. All right. King of Assyria. The significance of that is that what we would call the Northern Kingdom, who has 10 tribes, is within that construct of that captivity. Read.
Led away captive.
Come on.
And he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
And so came they into another land. Read on.
Verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves.
So the righteous portion of Israel who started realizing this is wicked over here, they took counsel among themselves. It wasn't the whole entire northern kingdom that said we're going to take counsel amongst ourselves, because you still had northern kingdom in the time of Paul, the time of Christ, right? Remember the woman by the well? Remember the old lady Anna from she was from the tribe of Asher. All right. Read on.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathens. You want to know something funny? They found in the Indian Ocean huge ships that date back into ancient times in BC. So to think that those folks couldn't have ships and things wasn't there, you're a fool. That was possible. We know even in the time frame of Solomon, he had a navy. Read on.
And go forth into a further country.
Come on.
Where never mankind dwelt.
You know what the simple-minded person say that is? They say that's Mount Ararat. And people dwelt there, sir. There's nowhere that you're going to go within what they call the Middle East or the land of Shem where you can say nobody never dwelt. It's the cradle of civilization, sir. Matter of fact, it's called that. It's called the cradle of civilization. It's called the Fertile Crescent. All that whole area. People lived all through there. He said we're going to go to a further country where never mankind dwelt. Read on.
Verse 42. That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Come on.
And they entered into Euphrates.
They entered into the river Euphrates. That's one of the great rivers. You read it back up in the beginning of the Bible, Genesis. That's one of the great 4 rivers, man. Well, let's read it. Hold that. Somebody might think we lying.
Prove all things.
Prove all things, brother. We go back into Genesis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Tyson. Let's see.
Huh?
Let's see.
I'm getting it. Genesis chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
In verse 10.
10, yeah, yep. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 10. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden.
Come on.
And from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads.
Come on.
And the name of the first is Pison. That is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah.
Come on.
Where there is gold.
Come on.
And the gold of that land is good, and is Bedullam, and the onyx stone.
Come on.
And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia.
The Gihon, come on.
And the name of the third river is Ezekiel. That is it which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates.
These 4 rivers play a major part. It's for another topic. Everything you reading right here is just a whole nother level. It's for a reason. They're telling you what these 4 great rivers are. It's for a reason. It's for another topic. But let's understand that the Euphrates was there in the beginning. Most High had 4 great rivers. So now, who we know of is how many tribes? 10. It's like, oh, you know what? It's some craziness up in here. We got to leave so we can keep the Most High's commandments. And the Most High then did what with the Euphrates?
The Euphrates. Back in Genesis?
No.
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
Okay. Second Ezra chapter 13 and verse 43. Mm-hmm. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
Come on.
For the Most High then showed signs for them.
Wait a minute. Stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
So they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. Newsflash, there ain't no narrow passage. That's the great river. Something's going on by the river Euphrates at that time frame. It's a lot of building. That's why they got brung over there. It's showing you something. There's a lot of building going on. A lot. That narrow passage is you think they're just gonna let you leave, man? You gotta sneak out. It It's just like when you come back over on this end, they had to sneak out of captivity over here through narrow passages. Was it narrow? No, it's called Underground Railroad. Is it really a train? Read on.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 44. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and hell stilled the flood.
So the Most High showed signs for them, allowed them to understand how to get into that river, to leave, and hell stilled the flood, because what? If you're going to get on a ship, you need high waters, man. You can't just have low waters. So Most High kept it, the river high. Read.
Till they were passed over.
Till they were passed over that portion. Now they out. Read.
Verse 45. For through that country.
For through the country. Uh-oh. Problem. Well, now they must be on the river, because you got to go through the country. What country did they name? We read it up above. They got to go through that. Well, if you're going through that country where never mankind dwelled, if you go north, people dwell. South, people dwell. East, west, people all around you. So there's only one way you can go. You have to be in the river. Read.
There was a great way to go.
How long?
Namely, of a year and a half.
So you mean to tell me these folks walked a year and a half into another country? They just walked a year and a half to another country where never mankind dwelt. But everyone dwelt in all of those lands. You ask a person, give me one spot over there where never mankind dwelt. Hit. Come on.
And the same region is called Arsareth.
The same region is called Arsareth. Here we go. So, brothers, you brothers out there, man, people out there, right now you're saying, yep, Arsareth, America. Sorry. Do you know what Arsareth actually means? When you look the word Arsareth up, when you break the word down to its full components, it means a passage of water and a land of pain. Passage of water in the land of pain. That's what it means. Sarith means hurting or pain. Ar is meaning a river or a passage of water. So they got to go to this passage of water within a land of pain. Uh-oh. And it's going to take them a year and a half to get to that place. It's going to take them a year and a half to get to a place with passages of water and pain. You may understand that the place is really called the Caribbeans. This is where they landed. That's the land. Well, to folks that really don't understand, too bad we got scholarship. I'm going to have Jake post it up for you. What you don't really understand is that in 722 BC, when all that was going on, the Most High allowed them to get out of there to come over to this side of the world. That's the first place where they landed. It's natural routes. It's natural waterway. It's a natural waterway. You throw something in the ocean, bam, it's gonna come. It's a natural waterway. If you're on that side, it's gonna make its way to the Caribbean. All those islands are constantly dealing with trash and all kind of things. But the point is, how come the so-called white man knows this? He did a whole document on the South American Indians. They're called the Arawak Indians. Arawak. Because they control the passages from all the way up to Cuba, all the way down to Trinidad. That's the land that they had. all those islands that are connected. So they asked the brother, well, you have the Hawaiian Islands, they're still known as one. They're still known as the same land. What are you breaking up the Caribbean for? Well, the so-called white man. Well, we're going to read it for you. Don't worry. We're going to read it for you.
That's right.
Read that part again.
Okay. Second Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth.
The same region is called Arsareth. Why are they calling it that? Okay, well, let's find out some things. I'm going to read this. We're going to read a passage out of here from this book. Here on the thing. Let's read that bottom paragraph on the right there.
It's talking about the history. It says the Arawak were the first Indians to be encountered in the New World.
They were the first Indians. The word Indian means savage. So they called everybody Indian over there. But they were the first to be encountered in the New World. Arawak. I also call them Taínos. Okay, come on.
It says Columbus made contact with them in the Bahamas, northern Cuba, and northern Hispaniola.
So all of these places, Haiti, Cuba, the Bahamas, all of these places, you had the Arawak Indians. This is the first people that they came in contact with. Keep that in mind. It's so important. That's an important fact. They came in contact with Arawak Indians. Okay. Read on the thumb.
During his first voyage, 1492 to 93.
So that's in 1492. You cannot fathom the amount of years that would take for them to develop that civilization, but that's a long time. So they have a system. Come on.
The fort he built at La Navidad.
La Navidad, Christmas Islands. He built, Columbus came over here. They came over here with Christianity. So they built Christmas, something for Christmas. La Navidad. Yeah. Navidad, it's for Christmas. It's Christmas. See what the Arawaks did. Read.
The fort he built at La Navidad in Haiti was destroyed by Arawak.
They destroyed that junk. The Arawakians destroyed it. They call them Arawaks. Okay. This is for another topic. We do have the name that they call themselves, and you're going to be very shocked. We're not going to bring that out for the Google scholars. You got to learn. Now, I want to go to one excerpt because I don't want to read the whole thing. Turn back a couple pages. Let me see it real quick. I'm going to prove one other thing for y'all so y'all can see something, because contrary to popular belief, they think that we're I saw a brother put up a post. You guys have alphabet camp doctrine and stuff. Well, we're all ashamed of him. Read that top paragraph.
It says, it says the Caribbean lowland tribe.
So the Caribbean lowland tribe. So if Jake is on top of it, he probably posted a picture for y'all. The picture that he's going to post, and you guys probably go back and watch it, there's an accurate map of what we would know as the new lands, where the Arawaks, Taínos, where they was in control of. Okay, when you read also in the excerpts, what they were doing is the so-called white man was coming from all over the western parts of the New World, taking people and trying to spread madness. Right. And taking other folks from that part and bringing them into Arawakinian territory and vice versa. This is what they were doing. Watch, we're going to read it. Come on.
It says the modern Paya and Jacque enclaves in the Caribbean lowlands may not all be the descendants of the people so named by the first explorer.
They're not the descendants of the people first named by the first explorers. Read it again.
It says the modern day Paya and Jacque enclaves in the Caribbean lowlands may not all be the descendants of the people so named by the first explorers.
The people that was named by the first explorers is the Arawakinians. They were here, like the Bible stated. They came to the land where never mankind dwelt, which we know of today as the Caribbeans. Exactly, but they're mixing people throughout all things. They're taking Israel and just scattered them throughout North, Central, and South America. But the primary spot that they took them from is where they first encountered all of them, which is the Caribbean. So now they took them, right? Now that's 14th century, 15th century. You don't have any of the Africans over there right now. Well, why are they being called mulattoes? Why are they being called that? Why are they being called Indians? All right, because when you do your own research. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times what people do is we're going to give you the information and the tools media wise, but you need to do your own research. Get interested and start realizing, this is what happened. But a lot of times people don't want to dig because they hate to find out what the so-called white man did because they're in line with him. They just hate to find that out. So they just cut it off. Oh, I don't want to hear about that. That's in the past. Hold that thought, Nathan. Because a lot of people don't realize this. Go to 2nd Ezra. You stay in 2nd Ezra in chapter 14 and start at verse 8.
Okay. 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 8. That thou lay up in the heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen.
What do we have to lay in our hearts? The signs that the Most High has shown. Lay that in your heart. Lay that in your mind. There's some deep mysteries going on. Come on.
And the dreams that thou hast seen.
Come on.
And the interpretations which thou hast heard.
Come on.
For thou shalt be taken away from all.
Come on.
And from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee, and the times be ended.
As the times be ended. So you leaving, you're going to remain with my son.
Mm-hmm.
But lay these words to your heart. Read on.
Verse 10. For the world have lost its youth.
For the world has lost its youth. In a sense, he's saying now it's the latter days.